To
Okay.
so, what inspired the name Captain Black?
It's a tribute to superheroes. It's also a message that my community has to take care of itself. If we want things to change, we've got to be the ones to get out there and do it. I don't expect some rich guy from skyscraper up there to
Yeah,
come down to my community and help me. We've got to help ourselves, and we've got to demand accountability from those in office and in power.
I see.
So that's the backstory for Captain Black.
So, where are we right now, and how does it represent the situation in New
Well,
Orleans?
this is Canal Street, and as you look around, you see multi-million-dollar businesses, you see a lot of tourists, but if you look closer, you also see a lot of working class people who barely can either afford to keep a roof over their heads, or in some cases, you've got a large number of unhoused or homeless people here too. And it's always good to see where the priorities are,
Yeah.
because you got a lot of people barely getting by or have nothing, but then you've got continual hotels being built on almost every available square inch down here in the middle of a city with an affordable housing crisis.
Okay. Is this any different from other U.S. city? Is it always
Well,
like this?
that's the trend, but the trend was accelerated here with disaster capitalism after Katrina. There's not even a pretense anymore that tourism isn't the primary concern. Commercial Airbnb has been introduced here, unlike many other cities. Entire blocks of black and other working class communities are being devoured in order to accommodate Airbnb hotels, and it is placing more people in danger of being out here on the streets with nowhere to go.
How
That's not
bad
a-
is it here? Like, can you keep us a picture? Like, what are the bad things that happen on the street here?
Time here.
Okay.
One more time.
How bad are the things here? Can you give us a picture?
Give me a category, I'll give you an answer.
Drugs?
Drugs flowing. I mean, the point is, when you are unhappy, you will self-medicate. When you feel like you don't have opportunity, and people can debate the rightness or the wrongness of it, some percentage of the population say, well, I'm going to sell something in order to make money. And even if it increases the misery, my situation is improving. You know, it's a very Darwinian circumstance. And yes, it's not different from any other cities, but the pace here is accelerated. The
How about-
fact that you can have so much real estate development, commercial Airbnb acquisitions of blocks and working class neighborhoods indicates that there's a very callous disregard for quality of life for working class people.
How about murder?
Murder, yeah, per capita, this is the murder capital of the country. You know, that title alternates, but we are oftentimes in the top 3. It's become so bad that, you know, our spin masters and local media and government have to admit it, because they would prefer not to talk about it, particularly during corporate festival season. You know, we just had Jazz Fest, Essence Fest is coming up, and their concern is, and I'm not talking about the organizers perhaps of these events, but for the tourism business and for city government, their concern is, don't upset anybody because we want tourists to come here and spend money.
How
And-
about, so is it dangerous for the people to walk around New Orleans?
I would say that it's a higher, as a protection professional, I would definitely say there's a higher level of danger here. We've had shootouts downtown. You know, that's not uncommon.
Yeah.
You know, there was a shooting on Bourbon Street last night that, you know, I don't know if you're aware of. So being aware of your surroundings here isn't just abstract advice, it is absolute necessary guidance just to try to navigate.
So it's
Around
one of the
here.
most dangerous city in
Absolutely.
USA. Maybe in the world as well.
You know, absolutely. Well, per capita. I mean, again, we aren't being shelled and hit by cruise missiles like Kyiv is, but for a developed nation to have the level of gun crime that we have is inexcusable. And if it were happening to upper income people, something would have been done about it a long time ago. And I'm not a gun control advocate, but I do know that depending on the victims, that tells you the level of urgency the policymakers assign to them.
So there is a racial issues
Absolutely.
into it as well.
It's racial, it's class. You know, this is a majority black working class city. And that means that a lot of the citizens' concerns are assigned a lower value. I mean, again, we're a service economy, and most of our people working here can barely make a living. They may be working 2 jobs, might have a side hustle in between the 2 jobs just to keep roofs over their heads. And for the folks who've given up or have mental illness, drug addiction, and assorted other challenges, they've disengaged from even trying to be in the mainstream, and now they find themselves out here on the streets.
Okay, we can walk and talk slowly.
Sure, and it's not acceptable.
So what can you see around here in this street?
Well, looking around, you know, you see, iconic landmarks like CVS, you see Walgreens, as a matter of fact, that's what world famous street that is around the corner. As you notice, we have an issue with trash collection. A whole bunch of money is being contracted out to garbage companies, but for whatever reason, the trash isn't being picked up.
Yeah.
But, this is a city of great people who work hard,
Oh,ระวัง
those who can work. But the concern for the working class people is not there.
Okay.
People are starving while we're filming. And if you ask city government, they just want more tourists to come in. That's it. Bring in more tourists. That's going to help anything. Doesn't matter how many people die in plain sight. That offends me. It truly does.
Okay, cut.